Hello students, welcome to the Digital Learning Management System of Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, Karnataka. In today's session, I am going to explain you using process models in a project and also project management process. Before moving on with our today's session topics, let's brief on whatever we have learnt in the previous session. That is extreme programming. In the previous session, we have learned what is extreme programming, what are all the core values of extreme programming, and what are all the best practices of extreme programming. See, this extreme programming is a widely used agile process. That means it follows iterative and incremental approach. Here, instead of developing a big system, we are going to develop a system in terms of small parts, and then these small parts are delivered to the customers as increments, and these increments are delivered frequently and the feedbacks are taken on that increments. These feedbacks are used to develop the next increment. Okay, so in this extreme programming, we have seen the basic core values such as the communication and the simplicity, feedback, and also the courage. What is a communication here? Why the communication is considered as the core value in extreme programming? See, without the communication, no proper product can be developed. Okay, so communication is very important between the team members and the customers or the stakeholders in order to develop a perfect software or a perfect working software in order to satisfy the user requirements. Okay, and here in extreme programming, more interest is given on developing a simple system. Here it says that the product must be very simple. That is, the product design must be very simple. That means here we need to develop a product with the basic functionalities instead of adding unnecessary features and making the system very complex. So here the most importance is given on simplicity. And the next thing is feedback. Feedback is taken in extreme programming on daily basis. Based on the feedback, if any changes are required, that will be fixed then and there only. Okay, and in extreme programming, since it follows incremental delivery approach, the incremental product is delivered to the customer in every 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, that's satisfying the rapid delivery of incremental product. Okay, so these are all few points which we have discussed in the previous session. Let's move on to our today's session objectives, that is using process models in a project and project management process. In that project management process, we are going to see project planning, project monitoring and control, and also project termination analysis. Let's start with using process models in a project. See here, the purpose of software development is to satisfy user needs or client needs or customer needs. The very first purpose of developing a software is to satisfy the client. And the second purpose is to deliver high quality software. Second purpose is to develop and deliver high quality software to the client. That is the purpose of software development. And here the third purpose is low cost development. That means here we need to develop a high quality software in low cost, and also less development time is used to develop a software. We need our development time must be very less in order to develop a high quality software, that too in a low cost. That is the purpose of software development. These are the main purpose of software development. And selection of best process model helps in maximizing the chances of product delivering, achieve high quality software, low cost development, less development time, and satisfy the client. See here, in order to develop a software which satisfy the client requirement and also which is developed in less time with less cost, that is the low cost, and with the high quality software. See, everything must be done if we choose the correct software development process model. So let's see how to choose or how to select a best processing model. Let's have a problem scenario for a case study. Here a problem has, see here, a small developer team is there for the development of a process or a product. We have a small developer team to create a software, and the goal is to build a small online shopping site for a client with some essential features. Now we are having a client who needs online shopping site to be developed. Okay, and here some desired features should be added later. Here client has approached to a small developer team and he is asking for the small developer teams to develop online shopping site with some essential features, and he is also saying that some desired features should be added later. Okay, and along with that, client is willing to spend time initially to help with the requirement. So initially client is available with the developer or with the development team in order to help with the requirement, and client availability will be limited on later stage. So client may or may not available in the future changes. Okay, then here development deadline is 4 months and cannot be extended further. So here the client has given the deadline as 4 months to develop a product, and this is a strict deadline which cannot be extended. So this is a problem scenario. Let's see which model has to be chosen for this problem scenario. See here, can we choose waterfall model in order to develop this project? Let's see. No, because all or nothing approach and with inflexible deadlines. See here, the client requirement is client wants the online shopping site to be designed initially with some features, and later he expects some desired features to be added. That means here requirements are not completely understood in the beginning itself. That's why we cannot use waterfall model. Okay, so that is nothing but all or nothing approach. If all the requirements are understood in the beginning, then only we can proceed with the waterfall model. But here in this case, initially we know the essential features and the desired features can be added in the later stage. So we cannot go with the waterfall model. Okay, and let's see, can we choose iterative model for this problem scenario? We cannot choose iterative process model because client is not available for future requirement changes. See, in the problem scenario, it states that client may or may not be available in the future for the requirement changes. Hence, we cannot use iterative process model. And let's see, can we use prototyping process model for this? Yes, where delivery is done in iteration. See, in prototyping model, in first iteration, the initial product will be delivered. That is, the prototype is delivered, and in the second increment, final version will be delivered. Here the requirements are only finalized once. That means here with the initial product we can move with the development. With the initial requirement we can move with the product development. Here client is providing us the initial requirement, that is the essential, some essential features. So it is enough to begin with the prototyping model. And at the later stage, after designing the prototype, that we may deliver to the customer, and after getting the feedbacks, we may finalize the final specification and proceed with the next final version of the product. So here for this problem, prototyping can be chosen. Let's see, can we choose RUP model for this problem scenario? See here, yes, we can choose RUP as it allows iteration in each phase. Is also a suitable model. See, we can choose RUP since it allows iteration in each and every phase. Okay, let's see, can we use time boxing model for this? No. Why? Because as here each stage has separate team members and unable to divide process into number of iteration of equal size. See here the problem, time boxing model is chosen for a large project which has n number of features or which has more number of features. Whereas here this project has very small amount of features. So then, and here we cannot divide the whole project into several iteration of equal duration. Hence, time boxing model is not suitable for this project. Let's see, can we choose extreme programming for this problem scenario? No. Why? Because as it requires customer involvement throughout the process. See, in the problem scenario, it states that customer may or may not be available in the future. That's why we cannot use extreme programming concept or extreme programming process model to develop this given case study problem scenario. Let's see our second topic of today's session, that is project management process. What is the need for project management process? See, in order to develop a high quality software which satisfies user requirements with the budget constraints, with the schedule constraints, we need a proper project management process. Okay, since we don't have any standard software development processes, the project management process is must. In order to select a better software development process model, we need a project management process. Okay, every new software project is different from the previous one. Since in the software industry, every project created is different from the previous one. Okay, that's why whenever we are going to create a new project, we don't know what are all the risks may arise us in that software development. So if we use project management process in that development life cycle, then it will be very easy to manage the risks and in order to get the better output. Okay, large project needs to manage large number of manpower for longer period of time. See, if there is a large project which includes large number of manpower, then it is very difficult to manage. That's why we need project management process. Let's see the various activities in project management process. See here, resource allocation to various activities. Here, various activities means that is the software development life cycles. For example, requirement activity, deployment activity, testing activity, build activity. So for all these activities, resources must be allocated. In this project management process, the responsibility of the project management process is to allocate resources to various activities and then monitoring progress activity. The progress of each activity must be monitored by this project management process. And also quality assurance of software product must be done in project management process. Okay, software configuration management and metrics must be specified in project management process. Let's see the phases of project management process. Here, this project management process has 3 phases. That is project planning, project monitoring and control, and the last one is project termination analysis. Let's see these phases one by one. In project planning, project scheduling will be done. Work breakdown structures will be carried out in project planning. Here, project staffing has to be done. And cost estimation, milestones and deliverable identification, and risk assessment and reduction strategies has to be done in project planning. Here, quality control planning also has to be done in project planning. Monitoring and reporting mechanism must be carried out in project planning. Let's see what are the activities this project monitoring and control is going to do. See here, this phase concentrates on every aspects of software development process. Cost and quality assurance. Compare actual progress with planned progress. Project status review. Everything will be done in project monitoring and control. Then in the third phase, that is the last phase, termination analysis phase. Here it concludes software development process. After the completion of the software development, the conclusion will be done in termination analysis phase. Here in this phase, the team members are going to check for the software completeness and future plans. Here, after developing the product, that product has to be checked against the user requirements. Whether all the user requirements are incorporated in this output or not. That has to be checked in this termination analysis. And also, future plans has to be made in this termination analysis phase. Future plans may be the evaluation of the working product. Okay, and also the maintenance. It considers maintenance also. Okay, then in this phase, it provides information about the development process. Here in the termination analysis, they are going to document what are all the steps, what are all the methods, methodologies used in developing this process. So finally, everything is going to be documented in termination analysis. Data from many projects can be used to make prediction and elimination about future projects. Okay, so here previous data or whatever the development has done earlier, data about those things are collected and that may be used to predict the estimation about the future product. Okay, so this is done in termination analysis. See here, this is a temporal relationship between development and management process. Here, project management process begins with planning, following by monitoring and control. And that is following by termination analysis. Here, in parallel to that, we are having development process. Development process is in parallel to monitoring and control. So this is a project management process. Let's solve few questions on these two topics. The question number 1, which process model is suitable for the below scenario? Here the scenario is given. The scenario follows: a university wants to automate the registration process. It already has a database of courses and prerequisites and a database of student records. So here we already know the requirements. So here we need to answer which process model is suitable for this scenario. Let's see the answer for this, students. As the requirements are well understood, the waterfall model seems to be the optimum. Okay, see here the requirements are completely known. Hence, we can easily follow waterfall model. Then the question number 2 comes. Here, 5 dimensions that must be managed on a project. Option number 1, constraints, quality, cost, schedule, staff. Option 2, features, quality, cost, schedule, staff. Option number 3, features, priority, cost, staff. Option number 4, features, quality, cost, schedule and customer. Let's see the answer for this. See, the correct answer for this is constraints, quality, cost, schedule and staff. These dimensions must be managed on a project. Then our third question is, which of the following are examples of traditional process models? Option A, waterfall, incremental, spiral. Option B, waterfall, extreme programming, that is XP and spiral. Option C, spiral, XP and agile. Option D, none of the above. See here we need to select which is the traditional process model. Let's see the answer. Here the correct answer for this is waterfall, incremental and spiral models. These are all the very basic traditional process models. Let's see our fourth question, that is, the software design paradigm is a part of software development and it includes dash. Options are design, maintenance, programming. Option B, coding, testing, integration. Option C, requirement gathering, software design and programming. Option D, none of the above. Let's see the answer for this, students. The software design paradigm is a part of software development and it includes design, maintenance and programming. Let's see our fifth question. Which of the following activity is not the part of project planning? Project estimation, project scheduling, project monitoring and risk management. The answer for this is project monitoring. Project monitoring is not a part of project planning, whereas project estimation, project scheduling and also risk management are done in project planning phase itself. Let's see our sixth question. This activity is undertaken once the development activities start. Options are project planning, project monitoring and control, project size estimation, and project cost estimation. Let's see the answer for this. The correct answer for this is project monitoring and control. See, once the development activity starts, then immediately project management and control activity starts. Let's see our seventh question. Which of the following is not project management goal? Option A, keeping overall cost within budget. Option B, delivering the software to the customer at the agreed time. Option C, maintaining a happy and well-functioning development team. Option D, avoiding customer complaints. Let's see the answer for this. See here, the correct answer is avoiding customer complaints. In option A, they have given keeping overall cost within budget. That is the main goal of project management. So that is not the correct answer for this question. And here the other main goal of project management is to deliver the software to the customer at the agreed time. Okay. The third goal is maintaining a happy and well-functioning development team. Then only an efficient product will be developed. Okay. So hence the D is the correct answer, avoiding customer complaints. We cannot avoid customers' complaint. The goal of project management is to receive the customer complaint and to fix those complaints. Let's see our eighth question. The process each manager follows during the life of a project is known as project management, manager life cycle, project management life cycle, and all of the mentioned. Let's see the answer for this. The correct answer for this is project management life cycle. So in every process development, a manager has to follow process management, project management life cycle. And the ninth question is, quality planning is the process of developing a quality plan for option A, team, option B, project, option C, customers, option D, project manager. The correct answer for this is project. Quality planning is the process of developing a quality plan for the complete project, whereas the team, customer and project managers are part of the project. Let's see the last question of today's session. Which of the following is not a project management process phase? Option A, project planning. Option B, project scheduling. Option C, project monitoring and control. Option D, project termination analysis. Let's see the answer for this. The correct answer for this is project scheduling. Project scheduling is not a project management process phase. The phases of project management process is planning, monitoring and control, and termination analysis. Whereas this project scheduling is the activity in project planning phase. Okay. These are all the references which I have used to create this content. This completes our today's session. join with me for the next session, students. Thank you.